Okay, so this is the PB840. It's one of the ICU ventilators you'll be using. The turn on button is down here under this plastic flap. One piece of advice on this vent is to take off the cap. This vent senses that as a patient being on the end, so if you do that, it will just start ventilating before you've connected to the patient. So now the cap is off. I'm going to come over and turn it on. Takes a second to warm up, but basically you have your power plug in and then air as well as oxygen. Something to note with setting this up, it uses humidification, so not an HME system. So you need to make sure that you remove the HME from the circuit. This ventilator is protected with filters on the vent side, not on the patient side of the circuit. So before you start, your RT, AA, or whoever needs to plug the humidification into a bag of sterile water. If you do leave the HME in the circuit, it's going to saturate really quickly. It'll make really high resistance in the circuit and you'll get high pressure alarms. So moving forward, now you can pick your settings. So in the initial screen, this is what pops up. You have two options. You can either do same patient or new patient. Same patient has these settings here. So we're in a volume control mode. You have a rate, tidal volume, your FiO2 and your PEEP are over here. So if you click that, it'll start. If you go to new patient, you basically start from the beginning. So you select your patient weight. Everything is touch screen here, but then controlled with the dial. So as I turn this, it's going to adjust the weight. Once you're happy with that, you just touch it again. You can also control your mode. So we're in a control mode. That's okay. We don't want pressure support post-intubation, and then we're going to go to a volume control mode. Over here you can control if it's pressure or flow triggered. When it's okay, you press continue. Basically every time you need to move on, the instructions are on this bottom right corner. So here we have our AC volume control mode, and we do our settings, same thing, touch, and then control with the dial, going up or down. So we'll set your rate, you set your tidal volume, you can set your FiO2, and you can set your PEEP here. Once you're happy with all of these settings, you press this hard key, which is an accept button. So now all of those are in place and the vent is ready to go. You're waiting for patient to connect. So at this point, if I occlude the circuit or put it on the patient, it's going to start. It's alarming a bit here, but that's how you'd get it going. Silence button is right here. There's a 100% O2 button for 2 minutes. So if you want to pre-oxygenate for suctioning or anything. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Once you're in this mode and it's going, you can also adjust the settings if you want to change them. And then in the bottom right corner is where you make bigger changes, such as vent setup. You can go back to changing the modes. Alarm setup, you can set your alarms. It's all the same concept. You just touch the number, turn the dial up or down, touch the number again. Once you're happy with those, this to accept all of those. And that's pretty much it.